Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hello, my name is Sarah, and this is Painted Wit, where we love to paint everything, including our faces. Today I'm going to talk about products that I have more than 2 shades of. So obviously this is going to be mostly lip and eye products. I don't have more than 2 foundation colors in anything, for instance. As a consumer first and new beauty YouTuber, I often will buy 2 of one color, but it's pretty rare that I'll get 3 of something. And if I do, it means that I truly like it. So this is from a non-sponsored, non-gifted standpoint of things that I have bought with my own money or asked for Christmas gifts or something that I love. Now, sometimes these products will have come from a set, meaning that I have multiple colors because I got a set of them. But if I give myself ground rules. If I use all the colors of the thing, or if the set had 4 colors and 3 are my absolute favorite, and I use them all the time, they made it in. So you might see some minis coming up, but just so you know, I love them even if they did come from a set. I'm not including like colors from eyeshadow palettes as an item in this video. It is all about individual things. Well, you'll just see. Okay, let's start out with the things I have 3 of in the eye category. Now, this one I bought sight unseen. I bought 3 right off the bat, as I imagine many people did. So if you're unfamiliar with the Auric Smoke Reflex, they only come in 3 shades. This one is Defiance. I also have Ego and Temper. They all have a powder in the lid and the cream underneath. Let me just dust this off. These are so pretty. This one is Defiance, so it has that really gorgeous, like, gold in the lid. Oh, I mean, these were pricey, don't get me wrong. But I do see it as like 2 different products. You have the powder, you have the cream, and I used them separately, I used them together. It was, I dare say, worth it. I think I would continue to buy them. They are so pricey. I think these were also neutral. I knew I was definitely going to use them, but in the future, I think I will be more picky as more shades come out, which ones I'm going to buy. For instance, if Sam comes out with a blue one, Sam Ravindall, the creator of this gorgeous line, also a YouTuber, but if Sam comes out with a blue, I mean, I don't wear blue eyeshadow very much, so, you know? Next, moving on to a drugstore product, I have another thing I bought sight unseen, I'm realizing, from e.l.f. this time, so it was less of a potential break to my bank, but it's these liquid eyeshadows. They were like $5 each or something, so I thought they were really affordable, and this one is a glitter one, but the other 2 are like metallics. I have another shade, but these are my 3 favorites. They're in Disco Queen, Little Dipper, and Galaxy. And I definitely have more favorite, like higher end kind of liquid eyeshadows like this, but they play well. They last a decently long time, especially if I use them as a layering product. You know, it's not like full force on my eyes. It is something on top. I think they're totally worth the money and fun to have a lot of different shades. And if you've never used a liquid eyeshadow like this, try e.l.f. because you can find a shade that you're gonna like, and it's gonna be pretty easy to use, and you're not worrying about spending $25 on the same thing and not liking it. Back to high end, we're gonna go to a classic, the Laura Mercier Caviar Sticks. As you can tell, these are a little bit mini. I've gathered these from sets over the years. Every time I've found a set, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get one of those because they just have such beautiful colors. They're so easy to work with, and I never find that I go through a full one of these, so why not get them in minis? My 3 favorite shades that I have are Aubergine, the eggplanty one, Rosegold, which is self-explanatory, and then Amethyst, which is sort of like a dusted purple mauve gray. It's a little bit harder to it's a little bit harder to describe. I just whack these on the lids and then blend it out with a brush or blend it out with my fingers. I use them as a first layer and then I'll put shadows on top, or I will just use them by themselves if I'm having a quick eyeshadow application day. But they're easy. I recommend getting them in the minis. But if there's one color that you're like, ooh, I'm going to use that all the time, then I would definitely consider investing in a big one. I almost got Amethyst in a big size a couple years, several years ago when I was looking at these for the first time. And then I found it in a mini and I was like, oh, well, perfect. And I think I have a backup even from a different set that had it, that I was like, oh, do I want to double up on colors? And I was like, well, it's Amethyst, it'll be fine. Last thing in the eye category, I do have some palettes, and it may not be surprising, but they're Colourpop palettes. I have 3 of the 9-pan shadow palettes. I was looking to get a blue palette and a green palette at one point, and then I realized I also didn't own any true red eyeshadows, and so that's where the strawberry one came into play. It has this really beautiful red up here that I was like, oh yes, let's try that one. This is the Mint to Be palette. This mint palette is just so beautiful. I regularly use this sort of chalky mid-tone green, and then also the very light minty green. Green I find is one of the harder colors for me to wear. I have green eyes and I feel like it blends in versus like making it stand out, but it could be totally in my head. I love wearing color, but green is hard for me for some reason. And then also I've definitely used these shimmers in some capacity when I'm doing like a themed event. I feel like, in March I wore these a lot, but I mean, that was just wearing green to wear green. This is the On Cloud Blue palette. This has a decent range of tones of blue, actually. This light blue one, I guess kind of mixed with this one a little bit. These two are definitely my most used. I love doing a 1960s light blue eye on occasion, and this is why I bought this specific palette, was because of these 2 shades that I could do that kind of look. The other darker shades, I don't know that I'll get like the most use out of them, but every once in a while I want a blue, and then this is the palette that I go for. So the real question with all of these is, would you buy more? Yes, I would buy more of the Auric ones, maybe more specific about color choice next time. I would buy more e.l.f. ones, especially if there was a color that I was like, yes. I would buy more of the Mercier Caviar Sticks. They don't come out with new colors all too much, but if I was looking for a specific color for a specific thing, and the Mercier Caviar Sticks had that color, I would not hesitate. And then with the Colourpop palettes, I mean, they're Colourpop. They come out with a new palette every 2 days, so I'm sure at some point I will buy another one. But as for right now, those are the only ones I have, because they were filling a need I needed to fill in my palette collection, and I'm really happy that I have them. Moving on to the lip category, my favorite, I chose to be choosy here. I definitely have more than 2 products in certain things, but I just chose the best of the best. Just because I have 3 colors of one product, especially if it was a drugstore product, I just went for it and I bought several colors, but these are the ones that are like, yes, these are the ones that I'd go back and repurchase basically if I lost all my makeup. So I'm noticing now, of the ones I picked out, none of them are drugstore. The eye makeup, I guess I'm more back and forth about what's good. Do I have any drugstore ones I could pull out? So we're going to start with La Creme de la Creme, the Dior lip glows, which have all different packagings. I'm realizing now, just looking at them. There are 3 different shades, and I bought them in 3 different years, so that's very interesting to me. The original one I bought is this one. It's the 001 Pink. This is all that's left. So I've definitely loved it. I've definitely used it for a couple years. I throw it in my handbag, so it's like a luxurious feeling in the middle of the day, but it's not something that I use every single day. I really like actually leaving this for right before I go out the door. I'll throw it on if I just don't know what to wear that day. It's going to be perfect. Any one of these 3 colors is going to be perfect. The next color I got was 012 Rosewood. It was a new color when I bought it. And it's this rosewood color. I don't know how else to describe it. It's pretty great. And my most recent addition is the 0015 Cherry. And that's definitely what it is. It gives me a nice, slightly red tint over the lips, and it's a welcome addition. I just got it in the most recent Sephora sale, and I've definitely been loving it for day-to-day under a mask. It keeps my lips moisturized, but it doesn't, I don't have to worry about it like getting all over my face. The next product is the Nars Audacious lipsticks. This is a full-size version. This is in Vera, and I've used about half of it. It's this gorgeous berry tone. I love it in the fall. It's like my go-to berry lipstick in the fall. And then I got a set that Sarah Moon, I think her name is. She's a photographer. A couple years ago, they did a mini set. And I loved this product. And also, the other color I had Audrey, which, honorable mention, I don't have that anymore. I used it up. But I loved it so much. I was like, okay, let's get the minis. They're like all reds, and red lipsticks are my favorite. So I was like, let's get the Gambit. I'll have a red for everything in a formula that I love. They're in these cute little minis, and the ones I have here are actually the two non-red ones in the set. One is Anita, which you might have seen featured in my last video when I went to a wedding reception. It's this beautiful light pinky nude. Goes with pretty much anything, if I'm honest. And the other one is a little bit of the reason why I bought the set. I mean, it was a pricey set, so I really had to be like, oh, I'm buying this. And it was because it's called Sarah, and my name is Sarah, and even though her name is spelled with an H, because all of these lipsticks are girls' names, I had always said, okay, if they come out with more shades, and one is named Sarah, no matter what the color, you should get it. And then this happened. It is a really lovely, like, more peachy, true nude lipstick, and I haven't used it as much as Anita, maybe because I'm being precious with it, because, you know, I don't want to use up my Sarah lipstick, but there was a while when I first got it when I was wearing it every day whenever I wanted to just wear a nude, and there's something about wearing a lipstick that's your own name, even if it's spelled wrong, that is so magical. These lipsticks are creamy, they are easy to apply, they are long lasting, and if they weren't so dang expensive, I would probably get more. But for now, I do look out for sets. I'm a big fan of the sets. One of the newer additions to my lip collection that has gotten to the 3+ category is the Fenty gloss bombs. Listen, before this pandemic, I was not a fan of a gloss. I mean, and they were like whatever to me. I wasn't looking out for them. But then I stopped wearing super bold matte red lips like this every day because I couldn't, and I started gravitating towards balms like the Dior lip glows, and all of a sudden the few lip glosses I had in my collection started getting more use, and now, you know, I found good lip glosses that I can't get enough of, and I may be a partial convert. I do have these from a couple mini sets. This one came with the Diamond Glow Balm, which I actually have on my eyes today and in my inner corner. Listen, I can't wear that as a highlight. Who's wearing that as a highlight? But it's the perfect sparkly topper for, I mean, it's neutral because it's like icy. This is beside the point. This is Fussy, which is, of course, the original color of these gloss bombs. And I understand the hype. It is just the most beautiful mid-toned pink, kind of mauve-y, kind of just wonderful. So I'm loving this color. And then the other two I got from a holiday set, and these are definitely my two favorites. This is Taffy, Tease, and Ruby Milk. I was worried about the Ruby Milk one. I thought that it would just get all over my face, or because I don't have a lot of darker lip glosses, but I really, really like it. I wore it all over December because I was just so, it made my lips look luscious. It gave me a little sparkle, and it just felt good, and it didn't, you know, like leave my lip line. Like it stuck where I put it, and that's exactly what I want in a lip gloss. Final category, Lisa Eldridge, okay? I have way more than 3 of these. These are my top 3, I would say, but there's just so many. Let me count. Okay, I have 10 total lipsticks and 2 lip glosses. And I'm going to try to edit this before the Lisa Eldridge drop, but she is putting more colors out. Hallelujah, our prayers have been answered. And new products, she's just my favorite. Lisa Eldridge was my ASMR videos before I knew what ASMR was. I would fall asleep to her calming makeup voices and also learn in the process, of course. I watched her videos because I loved her content. I loved how she explained things, and I loved how she put makeup on faces. And then it became this calming ritual for me to fall asleep to them, to old videos that I'd seen before. So of course when she came out with lipsticks, I was all up on it. I think the first drop I bought all the colors, and then I was a little bit more choosy after that. My favorite is, you may not be surprised, Velvet Ribbon. The most perfect blue red lip. I can't get over this one. This one's been used, as you can tell. I wish I could use it more. I sometimes use Velvet Morning. It depends on the look I'm going for, but I'm more of a blue-red girl overall. So these are definitely just so perfect, that velvet lip. My second favorite color in the velvet lip is, I think, Velvet Blush. It's, again, that perfect berry color between the Vera from the Nars and this one. I'm pretty much covered in my berry lip loves. And I haven't really bought any more berry lips after this because it completes me. And lastly, I'm going to mention Love of My Life, which is in the different formula. It's like the sheer lip formula, and I really like this one. I didn't get Go Lightly, even though it's like, you know, the Audrey Hepburn shade, because I just wanted something easy, and I don't find peach to be as complimentary on my face, so I have to a little bit work it. So this is a pink. It goes great with my hair, fully brown or with purple, and it's super pigmented if you build it up, but it is the most lovely sheer color if you just do that 1 or 2 passes. And those are the lips. So let's do the roundup of would I repurchase more. Would I buy more Dior lip glows? Yes, they're so expensive. But yes, if there was a new color that was like, oh, I gotta go for that, maybe a sheer berry, I would go for it. I would repurchase the current shades that I have, the pink, the rosewood, the red, way sooner than I think I would buy a new color, just because these are such staples, and the fact that they're sheer is easy, you know? The Nars Audacious lipsticks, I think I have enough. I have so many minis. There were like 8 in the set, and they're reds. I have nudes. I would repurchase Audrey. I will go for that. But they're also expensive. They're like $35 each. So I have stuff to fill that void, but Audrey was my first love in these Audacious lipsticks, and I would definitely repurchase that if I was feeling that itch again. The gloss bombs. Yes, I think I would buy more. I think I'd be more inclined to get another set versus a full-sized one. I just don't know that I'm going to use it up, so I might as well get a mini, but I would absolutely go for another set. And Lisa Eldridge. Oh yeah. I'll be buying more on the 29th, and I'm not sorry about it. They're my forever lipsticks. They do not expire, okay? Like, those are the one lip products that they don't expire. You can't tell me that they expire, because they're just gonna last forever. I'm gonna have them until they're gone. Am I gonna repurchase? I don't know. They are my lip one true loves. And lastly, I wanted to do a short category of 4 things of products I only have 1 or 2 of, but that I would totally get more of. Let's start out with my drugstore pick, the Colourpop, oh god, what are these called? Jelly Much shadows. I have 2. One is in Hallucinogenius, and the other one is in the Sage Bundle 20K1. I find these really fun. They do dry out. One of them is a little bit more dry than the other. So one of them's, I think this one's a little bit more easy to work with, but they're super great for if I just want a day of glitter all over my lid, but I don't want to do anything else. I just want it to be so quick. These are perfect. I just go whoop, 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 and then it's on. I mean, I don't actually do that. I think it's more of a patting motion, but they go on, they stay on, and, you know, it's super quick. Definitely more like a one and done shadow kind of situation for me. You may not be surprised that the Vanessa Myrick Beauty Color Fix foils are in this list. I have the one, Milky Way, but I've definitely been thinking about getting more. They have a neon collection out right now on her website. Very intriguing. But I would get more foils for sure. I'd be interested in trying one of the matte shades or just one of the regular metallic shades. I'm into it, and they'll definitely last a long time. So they're only like $18. I think it's a pretty good investment. Next up is the Huda Beauty Matte and Metal Melted Eyeshadows. This purple lavender color is everything. I will very much so put this all over the lid and blend it out and then have it just as my wood eyeshadow. It is perfection on its own. I also love this pinky metallic shade. I don't normally actually use them together. I use them as separate shadows. I will put this pinky one on if I do like pinky purple in my lids, if I do pinky purple in my crease, which I do a lot, so this is a frequent player by itself, but I don't use them together. I use them separate, so that might be the reason that I have put off getting another shade color combo. I want to make sure that I'm going to use both sides. I do use both of these sides separately, so I don't mind that I don't use them together, but if I was to get another colorway, I would want to make sure that I would either always use them together or would definitely use them apart. I've had my eye on the mint one, but I got that Colourpop palette and that's definitely like filled a need. So I don't know. I'm sure I would love some of the more neutral shades, but that's where we are right now. I would definitely get more of these if I found the perfect like color combo. And last in this category is actually a cheek product. We don't have cheeks in any other place, but you know, the Rare Beauty blush. God, I love it. This is my perfect everyday shade. It's in the matte formula. I've yet to try the like non-matte one. Is it satin or just glossy? But I would definitely try that. And I know there are more colors that I want in this. I'm waiting until they come out with a mini set of the blushes so that I can try more, because I got the full size after trying the mini size in a set. So I really, really enjoy this. I know that people really like the shade Love, so that's been on my list to get as well. I'm just enjoying this, and I would definitely try more shades. Okay, and that's it. Those are my products that I have more than 2 colors of in eyes, lips, and then also some honorable mentions of products I would get more colors of. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!